God, I always feel like a tit holding this thing. But I'm on my way on today's episode of Going Places, or Comedians Going to Gigs. I'm hanging out with Roger O'Sullivan as he do his first of 2 sold out shows at Whelan's after a phenomenal run at the Edinburgh Fringe. So we gotta go meet Roger. I'm getting used to this camera. I need to start working out my arms so I can hold this. I think that's him. That is him. Hello.
Hello.
How are you keeping?
Hello, Colman. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you very much for doing this.
No, thank you for having me. Is this the bit where I get clipped off?
Yeah, I'm so happy you watched it. You're like,
I have, yeah.
Can I get you to hold that for 1 sec?
Of course you can.
It's going to be. It's a good workout on the arm over time. Just the slow weight of it.
Hello, Lance.
And let me hook this up, and then we can hopefully forget about it. As much as we might look like a little bit like a tit walking around, but here.
That's grand.
Maybe I'll put it there. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's all good.
That should work.
There you go.
All right.
That's that. We're going.
We're going. Are you hungry?
I could eat.
I could definitely eat.
Yeah.
As well.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I've been thinking of. Is it called the Cheyenne street food?
Oh, you mean you want to get like a chicken, the spice bag?
I want to get a vegetarian spice bag.
Fuck it, all right. Do you want to walk up there and get one of those?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure.
Oh, I know.
You know?
I know.
Here we go. Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'll guide us up to there. So that's across the city, which will be kind of a nice walk. Wait,
I think there's one nearby.
Oh shit! All right, okay. Is there one close to here?
If you want to do the longer one, I'm happy.
No, I don't mind. So there's one.
This is
XIAN?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh, there's one. Are they all the same?
It must be a little.
Fuck it. Do you want to go right there?
Why not?
Yeah.
This can be a food blog.
The only one I'm aware of is the one. I'm sure it's just straight down here.
Yeah.
Is the one on the other side of the city.
That's probably the original or something.
Is that but phenomenal spice bags, to be fair.
Really? So,
phenomenal in terms of like a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like,
the spice bag has just reached London now.
Has it?
Yeah, there's like
vintage Irish cuisine.
Yeah. There's a Wetherspoons that has started doing them. Some Wetherspoons do them even. And
I don't know whether I'm insulted or.
Oh well, they're meant to be atrocious. I was going to ask you a question actually.
Go on.
As we were kicking off, 2 questions for you. You've answered one of them already, based on how cavalierly you carried your selfie sticks as we walked along. But I was going to ask how common it is for people to have their phones stolen on bikes in Dublin.
Phone. So if you're on your bike, how would you have your phone?
So you're walking along and a cyclist comes around and.
Oh right, okay. For some reason, the way I understood that is like I'm cycling.
Yeah, I'm cycling with my phone out.
How did I catch up to them?
Must not be common.
Not crazy common, but also like I've never heard of anyone doing it. Doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't feel any fear carrying this.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, go on.
It's quite common in London. I think all those things are a little blown up about London being a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
But that is the one thing. I wouldn't really classify that as dangerous. Obviously, it's not good.
Yeah.
But I've had a few people that has happened to them, and it's a bit of a it's obviously not nice,
Yeah.
But I was just curious because it seemed like people weren't as protective of their phones.
I do know that certainly Dublin has a pretty, or at least like in the press, a pretty poor reputation for I suppose criminality and not gangs, but like a couple of youths hanging out in Temple Bar. But I don't think there's a comedian in Barcelona he's Mexican. I don't want to rob his bit, but
Yeah.
he basically says, he goes, because in Barcelona it's really big for pickpocketing.
Okay,
He
yes.
goes, if this, I'm going to try and give you the idea without
Yes.
giving the bit. It's like, if this is your idea of crime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He goes, this is the kindest crime.
Yeah, you don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, he goes,
afterwards you go.
where I come from, they'll kill you. for
Yeah.
it. Here they're just like, I just want your phone. You're like, take the phone.
Well, I was kind of thinking of that because I've spent almost no time in Dublin throughout my life, like outside of a few gigs here and there. But
You went straight Cork to London.
yeah, yeah. And now in hindsight, I'm glad I did that. But like, you always have doubts or whatever, because obviously you know more people in Dublin, so you're like, well, maybe I should go there.
It's weird. I wish I went, because I think wherever you go, you're kind of, unless you either need to blow yourself out of the water in one place, or wherever you go to next, you kind of have to re-establish yourself.
Yeah.
And on some level, you going to London, I feel like is almost a great. You know, maybe the grass is always greener, but I'm like, well, fuck it. You went to the place where everyone's trying to build up to go to.
Yeah, yeah, but here's the thing though, is you get there and then you meet people who they're like, well, I'm just doing this to prepare to go to the States.
I suppose everyone's preparing to go elsewhere.
Yeah, or I feel like everyone has, there's that thing of like, a prophet's not respected in his home, or in his homeland. Do you know that thing? Like, not that we're prophets.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
himself.
Not that
No, but dude, I tell you what, I totally actually agree with you.
But like, I think that you get that everywhere. You get people in London, and they're like, well, once I'm in LA, people in London will appreciate me. And it's like, I don't think it's going to work like that. Like, I think at a certain stage, you just have to go, people would eventually appreciate you if there was something worth appreciating.
Do you know? I actually would subscribe to that a little.
Yeah.
Like I've moved to Barcelona,
Yes.
and I think it's like, here I don't want to become the begrudgery, embittered comedian, which is very much within us all.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I moved to Barcelona because I was like, I think I need to leave Ireland to be valued in Ireland.
You do. Like, so I think unfortunately you do. This is kind of what my next show. My next show isn't going to be as narrative as my current show, or as like theme based, but that's coming up a little bit in the show.
You have to leave your homeland to be valued by your homeland.
And I think that there's a bunch of people. There are people who I think didn't have to. Like, let's say Shane Daniel Byrne. I always thought he was brilliant, and then he during COVID did like just a brilliant character, very well observed character of like it's it was like a stylist and holistic health person from the Lower Primage Road. People could break out. Killian Sunderman as well. Michael Fry. But I feel like there is I think people who were maybe not native to, or not as native to the social media world, I feel like it was best to go try your hand somewhere else.
I completely agree. Like the reason I started, like it's weird. Everyone has the same kind of problems and journey, and everyone just has different solutions to try and fix it, I guess.
Totally, yeah.
Like I felt like online is beautiful because in some way I'm like, okay, here's access to everyone in the world if I can find a way to break through and connect with them. So I started doing a video a day I was like, okay, I need to start selling myself somehow.
Yeah.
So I started doing a video a day. But you know what? But then there's a friend of mine says the medium is the message, because I was at some point then I got frustrated with video a day because I really enjoy it. I'm like, this is a cool thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes people watch me and they're like, oh, you're a comedian. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting.
That is true. And I had that. Like I've had a few people.
Because I've seen your videos on
the video gaming ones. So I've had a few, what would you call it? Like a few goals on Instagram now of like I've had a few things that have gotten some sort of traction.
Yeah.
And before I did these ones, I did ones that were based on like medieval marginalia, like the stuff in these medieval. It doesn't sound like it would be popular, but still to this day, like my most popular videos, I think, are ones that I made doing that and then archived most of them.
Why did you archive them?
Because I really liked them. But for some reason, the people who really responded to them were like hardcore Christians. So like it was the first time I was ever getting followers, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I saw some of your stand-up clips," and I'm not a sweary comedian, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not very controversial or anything. And they're like, "Oh, I watched some of your clips, and like, I just hope you find the light of Christ." And stuff like that.
Yeah, are you talking about this on stage?
No. Maybe I should. But
I hope you find the light of Christ. Like, that's such a beautiful expression.
Yeah. But I'm always like, for a while, it was convenient for me to say to myself, well, social media is a waste of time.
Oh shit, have we passed it?
Oh, let's go. But so for a while, I think it was convenient. It felt convenient to me to go like social media is a waste of time because you'll just get the wrong audience.
Yeah.
But like you're really kidding yourself, because I do think like that guy who goes, "Oh, you are a comedian," like he's probably receptive to that. You know
what? Because I think you're totally right, because it's as I stopped doing a video a day.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, but do you know what I think it happens is maybe the people who comment. I think most people are like, yeah, you're a comedian, but you're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I think the people who comment, maybe it's just human nature to pay attention to the ones that you're afraid of. Like, I'm afraid this is what people are thinking.
Yes.
So when someone comments, that reinforces that. By the way, there's 8 other comments like, hey, saw your gig, hey, you're hilarious.
Yes,
I'm like, they don't know me. And then the person who's like, hey, are you even a comedian? I'm like, this person gets it.
Yes, you're like, they've seen through me.
They know I'm a fraud. You know?
That happens so often. I've really experienced that in the last year, where it's the first time I've ever gotten like reviews.
Yeah.
You know, and it was this thing where, like, what you have to keep in mind is the reviewers are somebody who you wouldn't know unless you Googled them.
Yeah,
and they've sought you out to come see you, so you're already above them. You're already like,
I'm better than you.
Yeah, really, you are already. And then the other thing is that, like, ultimately, it's like any office job you've ever had, where your manager might be in control of your metrics, but they don't do your job.
Yeah.
And that's what the reviewers are like. It's like they don't do it, you know.
Oh, this is it here.
Is this? Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. So, how do you want to work this? Will we pause it while we, or what?
What I'll do is I'll actually just hang it down by our side, and
cool.
and we'll just say it's paused.
Yeah.
But really, I just won't hold it like we're doing something.
Yeah, that's all good.
And like I can hold it like this, and one of the cameras will catch us.
I'm just gonna chuck this in the bin first.
Yeah. Because I kind of love the vibe of like, just come along with us in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. You earlier you asked for a decaf coffee. Are you a decaf?
I don't drink coffee.
Really?
But I like the social. Hey, let's have a coffee together type of vibe.
Yeah.
And but if I drink, they fucking.
This will be
This is on me.
Oh, lovely. So, well, in that case, I'll get it.
It's like whenever we're recording, like I better buy the food and the drink, otherwise it's just going to be.
I'm excited for this because, when I left Ireland, like spice bags were just making it to Cork.
Okay.
I would say.
So you've been kind of on some level, you should move from London and wait for the spice bag to catch you again.
Yeah. And I just know that the spice bag is going to be atrocious in London. So I want the proper one, you know.
So you want the veggie spice bag?
Yeah, the veggie spice bag. I think. So you're not a coffee, but you like the social element of coffee.
Can we jump in that one? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So will you take out?
Yeah, why not?
Is that okay? We'll find a park or somewhere. Is that okay? Surely it says spice bag somewhere.
There we go. Veggie spice bag.
Veggie spice bag.
Yeah,
all good.
all good.
And I'll just get a regular one.
Actually, check. This is so nerdy. But let's see if the meal deals. I'm obsessed with meal deals. Let's see if we can get a better deal with the
Spice bag meal deal. Do you want? Oh, let's
why not?
Yeah.
And you get a little sauce with
Oh
this.
God! Oh, sorry. I assumed it came with the sauce on the other one. All right. Yeah. Cool. Let's do your one first.
Yeah.
What sauce do you want?
So I'd say I might go satay sauce,
And
then just
there's no Huel here.
no, it's just a Diet Coke. Not that.
What was with the Huel? Did that just start in Edinburgh? Because I was watching your. I don't think have I missed.
I'm paranoid about us accidentally buying too many spice bags, so let's remove these as well.
Veggie spice bag.
And then back for yours.
Spice bag. Curry Peking. I don't know what these ones are. I usually get the yellow? Is it yellow curry? The yellow.
Like just classic curry sauce, or like are you?
Here, I'll go with just classic curry.
I don't. This it sounds interesting, but you might be getting something that is too spicy for you or something.
See, that's we'll go with curry. I'm gonna treat myself. I'll get a Coke. Why
Sugar
not?
Coke. Nice.
Actually, you know what I want? I'll get a water. I'll be thanking myself later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Are you sensitive to stimulants then?
Because coffee and I do you know what? I think it's with coffee. If I drink coffee, I feel like I'm having a panic attack.
Okay.
So my heart will start racing. I just don't enjoy that feeling. But with the decaf, I can partake and have it.
Yeah.
And then with the sugar, it's like that's more of a health thing. I'm like, look, I love it too much.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like. Would you like a receipt? No, we're all good. Like.
Not even going to deduct this for here.
Well, I might do that, but I don't know if anyone's going to search for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if they did a tax thing on me, a tax audit, like what it would cost them to do a tax audit on me.
Yeah.
Versus what they'd get out of me. I'm like, aha, you actually owe an extra €40.
Yeah. To quote a comedian's bit, but Chris Kent used to have a fantastic bit about how he, back in the day when he was doing stand-up first, he was also claiming the dole.
Oh yeah.
And they did an investigation on him, and they found out.
Did they?
Yeah, this is years ago, and he has a bit of it. But they found out that he was actually costing himself money. Like he was losing money on comedy. So they said they couldn't get him on that. And they instead suggested that he re-register as some kind of enterprise scheme, that he was starting a
new business.
And then he could claim more money because of that, which I think is brilliant.
That's so.
But most comedians they're not very money-minded.
No, I think there's probably right, or at least I view it as like I'll become money-minded when I'm actually making some proper money about it, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you have a full-time job as well.
I do, yeah. And I'm very open about telling people that, unless it's a dickhead at a gig, and then I'll just be like, no, this is my full thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that I was actually going to. It's interesting because I was going to do the next show about that. About how it's so hard to make a living as a comic, and then I did one work in progress about that. And
we've ordered, so
we're
just waiting.
I did one work in progress about that, and basically just realised it's only interesting to
comedians.
And
everyone else is like, get over it all.
Yeah. Everyone else is like, well, I didn't pay to hear you moan, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
You did.
Usually, I just disguise it better.
Yeah. But it is like I will say I think I was closest to making a living from stand-up is when I first started stand-up in Cork. I used to at one stage I was emceeing a night on a Thursday. The Coco Club had like a Wednesday and a Thursday gig.
Yeah.
And the Thursday gig, just no one would ever go to it. Like, for whatever reason, it was just never successful. So they said, like, oh, you can run the Thursday one. like if you want, and they'll just run it as like an open mic. So I used to just MC that, and at the time I never wrote anything. I never wrote stand-up because I got into stand-up to kind of not do writing. I got into it because I just wanted to have a mess around. So I used to I'd never have any jokes, I'd just do crowd work for the whole thing. And this is back before people even had the novel idea of filming it and putting it up online. So now I'm terrible at crowd work, so I never get any stuff. But back then I used to be good at it. And the tips you'd get from the night would be like, and I was saying, renting a shitty flat in Cork City. So sometimes, if it went really well, sometimes you'd make your whole week's rent there. And I was like, Jesus.
Shit.
Yeah. And I've never been in that position again. But at the time, I think it probably ties into us talking about, how you're always like, I have to go somewhere else. I think sometimes comics as well don't appreciate what they have in the moment.
I think that's very true. I certainly know that's true for myself. Yeah. Like, there's a lot to be grateful for as is.
Yeah. Because as far as I was concerned, at that stage, I wasn't a stand-up. As in, like, to yourself, you're like, this isn't really
this
the
is
thing.
class, free money,
and
doing this thing I love.
Yeah, but you're also like, but you're not legitimate. You have this feeling in yourself that you're not quite legitimate. And then the thing is, I think that just never goes away. So at a certain point, you just have to feel like, I'm just going to have to be the person who tells myself wherever I'm at now is a legitimate level of stand-up. Because there'll always be another thing that you go, if you don't do that, you're not. And also I think that, like we were talking earlier about like bitterness or like jealousy and stuff, and that creeps in obviously. Like everyone has a bit of that. But I think only in the last few years, like I've never been the most jealous person, to be fair, because I've always felt like I either probably couldn't do whatever that person is like does. I think I'm lucky in so much as like a lot of comics I think see other comics and go, well, I could do that. Whereas oftentimes I'll be like, I probably couldn't do that, so I'm not too fussed about it. But when you have other friends that like start becoming very successful, at first you're like, oh God, like what's wrong with me?
I think this. I wonder, are we meant to go up and say something to them?
I don't think so. I think they'll. I think they'll shout out 48 when it's ready. I could be wrong,
I guess so. But I remember but there is like even with Kyla Cobbler.
Yeah.
I remember when I see what she does on Instagram, like I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. That's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, she's like a powerhouse.
And the thing is, like, I think to a certain extent, all those things come for the people that they're right for.
Exactly. Because, but I think it takes time to realize that too.
It does.
And I think like, I remember like, so I did Best Man before at Edinburgh Fringe in 2022.
Which that was really successful.
Really successful, right? And I guess I thought it was going to change some things. It didn't. But in terms of a success, I remember people would be kind of a little jealous of us. I remember there was one friend of ours, he goes, I'm 80% really happy for you. And it made us laugh because he was like almost addressed it like cool. But I remember feeling like nothing's really changed. Like we're still all getting the same flight back. I'm still living in Dublin with you. And I think having that taste of success, you realize, it's all smoke and mirrors a little bit. It's all just, which kind of, you're like, okay, I really should just be happy with what I have because I don't know if anything else really matters.
Like I don't think this is the healthiest way to approach things, but I've never been somebody who is that interested in the nomination things in Edinburgh. Now, obviously, knock on wood, like I was lucky enough to be nominated, but that was never something that was in my mind because I'm pretty like happy with the fact that I'm like niche enough. and that's fine. So you're not going to appeal to everyone. But like, I remember me and my director, like we were talking about how if you look back over all the nominations, there's plenty of people who were nominated or even won, and they quit at some stage. Like, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean you go on to all. Like we were saying, this is quite a healthy thing to say. Like, oh, it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
Or plenty of people you think of as being, you know, all-time greats, like they popped your head, and they were never even in the conversation or any of those things.
Yeah.
But then obviously when you do get nominated, you go, well, I have to put that out of my head now. This actually does mean
it means a lot, actually, and then I got it.
Yeah. But like the changes, you are right in like I remember when Mike was first like popping off a bit, and I remember him getting to like about 20,000-ish followers, and I remember saying to him like, geez, that must be amazing. Like I probably had like 1,000 at this point or whatever. And I remember him saying like, I hope I'm not like, if Mike sees this, I hope I'm not telling tales out of school, but you know, he did say like, it is, when you get to that number, you realise, like, which I think you've even more than that. Like, how many do you have, Colman? Like,
I have like 32.
Yeah. So, like, he said that, and I'm sure you've experienced the same things. When you get to that number, it's actually when you realise, oh, so much more to go.
Yeah.
Like, but I do think that around that number is like the magic number, around the 2030, where it's probably the first time you can do tours or you can do gigs, and people will probably turn up.
Well. But I have 2030, but this is where the people who follow me on Instagram, I think Mike was marketing himself better, in that if you follow Mike, you know he's a comedian.
Yeah.
You know, like, his clips are stand-up podcast.
Yes, yeah.
My video a day was anything and everything, because I was like, I realized I get frustrated doing the same thing over and over again. So it quite worked well for me as a creative person. I was like, something different every day. Great, this.
Yeah.
Made it difficult to connect that I was a stand-up.
Yes.
So yes, there would be a trickle of people at shows. There'd always be maybe 2 or 3 or 4, and maybe a couple more at Fringe. And maybe we could have done a tour. Do you know what? And because also myself and but actually, you know what? We never did a tour to really test that theory. So maybe we should have. But we had no one. Like, because it's MCD's organising your thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just me and Mikey went to Fringe. It was just me and Mikey afterwards, and we were like all the time like, oh, this is us.
Oh, 48.
48, yeah. Cheers, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Watch
Nice
me
day.
grab forks and stuff.
Yeah. When I was seeing it being delivered, I was like, God, we should have sat in.
We can sit upstairs.
No, we'll find somewhere. I think it will be.
Maybe the noise in here might overpower the audio.
Thank you very much.
I wonder, is there
what's Dublin like for parks?
Let me. Let's have a think.
Give me those there. Give me this.
Can you hold on?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cheers.
Oh, these are looking good.
They are looking good. Let me just. Where can we just sit down to kind of rough into these? Gardner Park. It's a 7-minute walk.
Yeah, we can do that.
We give that a shot.
Yeah.
Or Liberty Park. How long a walk is that? Nine-minute walk. Gardner, this park it is.
Yeah. Hasn't Google Maps gotten so shit?
Oh, do you think so? Why so?
I just feel like now specifically, what you just did there is its perfect use case. But I feel like it used to be so good for if you wanted to just see what's everything in the area, and it would just have everything there good to go. But now, recently, I feel like it's just, this is the map, and you're like, okay, is there a Tesco near here? Or a Spar or something? And it's just like, I can't tell you, like. I don't know. That's not a bit now.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's.
No, I just do feel like Google Maps is like they've gone because it used to be a healthy mix between the Google and the map, but it is all map nowadays.
The Google and this sounds like it's a ready-made. It used to be a healthy blend of Google and map,
and
now it's all map.
Yeah, now it's all map.
Where's the Google gone out of Google Maps?
This is. Carrying this is lovely, wonderful.
The warmth of it?
Yeah, the warmth is really nice. But what we were talking about there is like, yeah, so you went up, it was just you and Mikey. I don't know who this Mikey guy is.
Oh, Mikey, so
I'm sure he's nice.
He's a lovely man. He's very like, so we wrote Best Man together.
Yeah.
He directed, I performed. Like we've since actually adapted it into a screenplay. It's been optioned.
There you go.
So,
and this is the thing though, is you say to yourself, and I'm the same, you say to yourself, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
But that hadn't happened before you did that thing, had it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's we're terrible for doing that. Like,
and then if you talk to other people, I don't know if you get this, but you must surely get to come back to Ireland. Like, Jesus, you're crushing it. You're doing so.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's like, you're doing so well. You're like, fuck, am I?
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought I'm struggling like everyone else.
Well, yeah, like the gig last night. I guess I've been doing it long enough that you know the way these things go. But at the gig last night, where was it Jack emceeing?
Yeah.
Where he goes like, this guy's just sold out 3 nights at Whelan's, and I know that everyone who knows that won't be in this room. you know, as in like the people who that means anything to won't be in this room, and the people who are in this room will find it baffling that's true. And that's not like I'm not. In my stand-up, I try not to be self-deprecating. I don't have a lot of truck for too much self-deprecation in stand-up, to be honest.
Do you not?
No.
That's interesting. Why so?
Because I think a lot of people get into stand-up, and they're often told this thing like, oh, the great thing about stand-up is your weakness becomes your superpower, is this thing I've heard people say before, of like, you go like, oh, I'm this, or I'm like, oh, I'm actually nerdy, or I'm weird, or I'm I'm overweight, or whatever.
I'm overweight.
Yeah, like whatever. You know.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. No,
you know the classic
I just
thing
love the ones that you're throwing out there.
Yeah.
No, but I know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm overweight.
Or like whatever, and people will be like, well, I'll control the joke. Like this.
Yeah, I'll take the power away from the people who used to ridicule me for it.
But I think that's a bit of an illusion, and I think honestly, like if you've done as much therapy as I have, or if you've done any therapy at all, a lot of it will be, you'll have incredibly educated mental health professionals, or even actually I think entry-level mental health professionals will tell you that so much of your general mental health is based around what you tell yourself.
Right. Watch out for this shit.
Yeah. Perfectly timed little bit of shit there. But so much of it is, what you tell yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, somebody's been fucking...
Oh, this park might be temporarily closed.
Oh, isn't it always the way?
We could always sit in my car and eat it.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Sorry,
is that nearby?
By the time we eat it, it'll be stone cold.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to experience hot food.
We should have stayed.
Yeah,
that's my fault now.
No, it's not. Because I'm always conscious of audio. So like when we're talking in there too, my mind is also half listening to fuck, is that a copyrighted song?
Yeah, yes,
and then,
of course.
And I'm like, shit, does that mean like on YouTube? Because like the whole video gets taken down, I'll have to cut out the entire section of us in... I
think there definitely is, just on the mental health stuff.
Oh, sorry.
No,
No, please continue.
Just because not that it's a genius point or anything, but I do think that I think people are like you. I think comics are told, be self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Say these bad things about yourself, and like I just think sometimes you'll believe them.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's. It looks like it might be open, There's somebody running around inside it, certainly.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know what you're saying, like in terms of like positive, but then maybe comedy is not necessarily the place for. Like a lot of comedians should be in therapy.
Yeah, oh definitely.
Like the fact that they're doing comedy is the first evidence.
Sign, yeah.
Like I started doing stand-up comedy. I want you to see a therapist.
Yeah, it reminds me of. We can pop in here. It reminds me of a friend of mine when he went through a breakup. At one point, he told me, "Will you go sit over there?"
Yeah, kind of keep away. Oh, there's benches. Is that, yeah.
Oh, nice. So I remember him saying like, "Oh, I'm going through a breakup." And I said, "Oh, how are you getting on?" And he said, "Oh, really good. I've started learning the trumpet." And I just thought, that's not that's a bad like. Dude, you
are
the Richter scale of breakups, you know, that you're probably still far from the other side of it. If you're,
You are not doing well.
yeah. But like, you know, there's a massive phenomenon of.
Sit down here.
Yeah. It sounds silly when you say it, but there's an absolutely massive phenomenon of comedians you meet. They'll be mad into comedy, and then they find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner, and then they realise, oh, it was actually just that I was unfulfilled and lonely, and this is the art form with the lowest bar of entry. So that's why I did it.
Here, I'll turn this one off actually, because we're not really going to need to see. Well, maybe we will. If we want. Actually, I'll leave it on. I'll put that there.
Cool.
And you can.
Oh.
Yeah, and here they can see the pair of us.
I'm going to take a little picture of this just to send to.
Actually, I might.
I'll send it to my director, because he's a big food guy. He lives in Indonesia now.
He lives in Indonesia.
Yeah. So he moved to Indonesia with his partner, who is Indonesian, Yani, and her mom moved back there. It's chicken one. And then, her mom moved back there, and then let me split these up. Let me take them out first, actually, and then trying to take your.
Oh, did we get two different ones?
Yeah. I went for satay myself.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, he's actually telling me. This is part of why I was like, I'll definitely get a spice bag, because he lives out in Indonesia now, and everything's so cheap there that there's a guy down the road that he just calls the satay man. He just serves like satay at the side of the road. He said it's the equivalent of 70p to get your like dinner every day.
Holy shit! Wait, but he's working remotely, or what's he doing, this dude?
He's kind of taking a year off.
Okay. Is he a comedian?
No. He's a huge comedy fan, but I've just realised that they're going to go apeshit about our eating.
Yeah, so it only occurred to me as well. I was like, shit, usually. But I think if we eat it individually, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's terrible, I can cut around it, but sure. Fuck it, what harm?
Sorry, guys. Oh. This is very good.
Yeah, it is good, to be fair. The one thing about, though, comedy in terms of self-depreciation is like, I do think, maybe not in that aspect, but comedy can give you a lovely space to express yourself. That can be quite freeing. But I do know what you mean about like the things you tell yourself.
Yeah, like when I say I'm against self-deprecating comedy, I think speak about your failures, you know. There's always humour in that. Speak about things that have gone wrong for you, or, you know, you can be the butt of the joke. But I specifically I think it very much happens early on, is comics their stuff will just be like, oh, look how much of a loser I am.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you're like, are you really a loser? Like, what, you know, who says you're a loser? And yeah, like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's no need to hang your whole person. And the thing is if you have success with that, you'll be stuck doing it for a long time. You know.
But I find like
I think that thing would catch up with you eventually. I don't know if you can make a whole career out of that, right?
I agree, yeah. I think ultimately people don't want to just hear somebody make fun of themselves because eventually your audience usually becomes people who are like, I like you.
Yeah.
Or I see something in you that, you know, I relate to. No one relates to somebody saying, I'm the biggest piece of shit that I ever lived. Or very few do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you did acting before you did stand-up, did you, Colman? Or
I did, like I was 27, kind of, I always wanted to pursue kind of life how I'm pursuing it now. I should remind myself of that, because sometimes I remember there was a time where I didn't live life like this and I was so, maybe unhappy is a strong word, but I was very, very dissatisfied.
yeah.
And even though I am now at times annoyed and, actually I'm going to put this over to the other one, because I'm turning towards you. I'm going to move my mic to the other side of my jacket.
All right.
Sometimes I do things and I wonder, I'm like, will Colman in the edit love this move or be frustrated with me?
Yeah.
But, so, like actually I might, is it okay if I adjust yours?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, because this is kind of hanging down a little. Maybe I'll put it there for a sec and see how that, or let me tell you, I'll move it up there. No, sorry, maybe it didn't matter.
No?
That's all good. Is that
Cool.
all good?
Yeah, that's all good.
I have a degree in maths. I did, and then I always wanted to do this, and I think I just hit a point where I was like, if I don't do this, I think I'm gonna really, really regret it.
Yeah.
But like, the words I would have said at that time was, I want to be an actor. But I think in hindsight, I would now say, I just wanted to be creative, I guess. So acting is where I started, but and then I very quickly moved into sketch comedy, and then from sketch comedy came stand-up, and then stand-up, you just, I love thing I love about stand-up as well is I'm like, well, I'm in charge of my own destiny a little bit. With acting, you're always waiting on a phone call. You need to fit someone else's something, and I think, but so. Excuse me, but that's where I started for sure. But I reject. Sometimes people be like, "Oh, you're an actor," and I'm like, because then I'm like, I don't pigeonhole me like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The great irony of that as well is that eventually I put a little bit of this in the last year where I would have very limited acting experience, and I'd never classify myself as an actor, and that's not out of a derision for actors or anything, you know. And then you get to a certain point where you're in meetings where people will say to you beforehand, just say you're an actor, comedian, because this meeting will go much better if they said.
no way.
Yeah, because there's always things where they're like, it depends on the, like, you know, but like you might be going for a meeting and they might be trying to decide if they should give you an audition, and the last thing they want is you going, oh, I'm not an actor. You know, then they'll go, well, let's not give him the fucking audition then.
Yeah.
So
this guy wouldn't be comfortable in that. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that is true. You're like, I'm everything. Give me the shot.
Yeah.
And wait, and do you have a comedy agent before Fringe? Do you have a comedy agent now, or?
I do now, but before Fringe, I didn't have anything really before Fringe. And then, so sometimes I think, oh, nothing's changed. And then I'll be talking to my friend, I'll be like, oh, my agent says I should get ready for this. And my friend's like, well, you weren't saying that last year.
Yeah.
Which is a good point.
Who's your agent then?
My agent is a woman called Hannah Martin at Parkas, who they've actually just become part of a bigger agency. But out of everyone I met, I must have met like 10 agents at Edinburgh.
Fucking nice.
Yeah, and it was lots of them were really nice people. Don't get me wrong, but for me, when I was talking to Hannah, it was like, oh, this
hanging
is
out with a friend.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like somebody who, if I'm worried about something, I'm not going to be wringing my hands to call her and go, oh, I'm not sure about it. You know, whereas some of the other ones were just very like, business minded, and they work great for people. You know, like I've known people that have been with some of those agents, and it's done wonders for their career.
Yeah.
But for me, especially when I have a day job, I don't want a second boss. You know, that's just not something that's appealing to me. But some friends of mine, they're like, I wouldn't get anything done if my agent wasn't a boss. You know, to me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So, when you started making Best Man, like where did that come from? What spurred that?
The idea or work. Well, I'll give you a little bit of background. I knew Mikey from the improv scene, and he. Let me just save the battery on this one. I think it's only looking this way. I knew Mikey from the improv scene, and
you worried about accidentally filming kids?
No, I'm actually worried are they going to steal this camera? And we during lockdown, there was this film writing course for 6 or 8 weeks because they're like, we're all just sitting at home, and he did it. He got me to read. They did a table read at the end of it. He asked me to table read for a character. But I remember when I read the script, I was like, fuck, shit, he wrote this? I mean, I knew I'd seen him do improv, and I thought this guy's good. But I read the script, I was like, oh my god, wow, I thought this was fucking great. Yeah. So after we did the table read, I think I said to him, I was like, if ever you want to work together, I would love to work with you.
Yeah.
I'm becoming conscious of the camera. He was like, well, actually, I have this idea for a best man speech that goes off the rails. So we met up, and then we're like, he's like, oh, and also he had seen my short film, Where Have You Been? And he goes, I loved how you slowly revealed information in that short. It was paced very well for how things happened in it. So I made a short film during lockdown, premiered at the Galway Flat. So he saw that. He goes, I really like that. And I was like, well, if you want to work together, after I read it, and I think he's like, okay, well, I have an idea. And he goes, I think, and then once we start talking about the idea, we're like, well, if it's a best man speech, it obviously has to be about his relationship. Like, on some level, once you start talking about the idea, it becomes, well, okay, well, if it's happening here, it has to be related to this, that it's sparking it, and then you just go from there and you're just writing drafts, right? Well, first off, then we got like a best man outline, like a generic one. We're like, well, but now we're trying to feed it, so it's feeding for comedy and feeding for drama, and then it started from there. But so that's how it kind of came into existence. But actually, sorry, I want to bring you back, if that's okay, because you were saying something in there about you started performing on stage on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And you didn't really think it as yourself as a comedian, but actually, in terms of writing, because you were saying you didn't really write at the time, you just go up on stage and do crowd work. But how do you write comedy now, if you don't mind me asking? Because I always want to know people's, like, how you go from, how do you start making a show, I guess?
So, I have a very slow process because I never sit down and write. This show I'm working on now is the first show ever that I've sat down and I'm going to write stuff before I say it, because I want to, because I need to create faster than I usually do. But up until now, I'll just think of something and I'll make, like, I think this is a pretty common comedy thing. You make it in your notes app, you put a bullet point. Or more often than not, actually, I have a friends group chat. Friends I'm still friends with from secondary school. And I think we all really informed each other's humour and stuff. And I'll put something in that group chat. And then I'll go, I should say something about that on stage. And then on stage, the initial idea usually fails. And then what you think of when you're panicking is the actual funny bit.
So basically you kind of go on stage with the idea and kind of figure it out on stage.
Yeah.
But now you've changed that process. Or sorry, did you want to say something?
No. I was going to say something, but then I realised I'm crunching so much. But so that
It's good rule of thumb. Maybe next time I'm like slice of pizza or
yeah. How about the crunchiest thing you can have?
Yeah.
Also, these are stacked. These
Yeah.
are so big. Like
they're a lot bigger than I thought. Like I'm halfway through the bag.
I have a mentality where I have to finish the plate,
Yeah.
just wasting food or whatever. But I won't be able to finish this. Like, I'll get as far as I can. But these are so good as well.
They are.
Like,
But did you say you tried the London one? Yes or no?
no, I haven't. But my friend did and said it was just disastrous. It's my director. He tried the one in London, and as a thank you for, obviously, just as like a little thank you when I got signed, I sent him a. Do you know a paddy box? Have you come across these?
No, what's a paddy box?
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't be popular in Ireland, to be fair, but like if you're living in London, or I think they send them to Australia as well, you can get like a little, it's just a gift pack of a bunch of Irishy things. So I thought he's really into food and he likes like food from different countries, so I'll get him one of these. And it came with a McDonald's spice bag kit. It's just some like, stuff, like some sauce and some spices.
The McDonald's curry powder.
Yeah, McDonald's curry powder. And he said that the spice bag from that kit was like 1,000,000 times better than the one he got from that Wetherspoons. So to be honest, my process still is think of something and go up with it. And write on stage, I guess, is the common thing people say. But I'm supplementing that now with sitting down and doing a little bit of writing stuff out beforehand, because I need to generate.
Need? Why need and not I want, or why need?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I guess I do want to as well, but this is the first year ever where I already know I'm going to go to Edinburgh again, 2026, unless something, God forbid, like something catastrophic happens. I'm very superstitious, so knock on wood. So unless something catastrophic happens, I plan to go to Edinburgh this year, and I'll have a bunch of, like last year, like yourself and Mikey when you were going. When you're just going off your own bat, it's really hard. But the plus side of it is
You're only responsible to yourself.
exactly. But now suddenly,
Shit, to your agent, like, almost? Or?
yeah, and my agent is lovely. Like I said, like that. I'm sure that's not the way she looks at it, but she just wants me to do the best hour I can.
Yeah.
And your first hour of stand-up, I didn't have an appreciation, because I like when people talk about debuting at Edinburgh, I didn't have much of an appreciation for it, because I tried to do an hour of material a year anyway.
Do you?
I had tried to, but never as a show. What I'd usually do is in Cork once a year, I'd ask Chris O'Leary, who runs the Comedy Cavern. I'd ask him.
Love that room.
Oh, best room like in the country, really. I'd ask him if I could do like one show a year there, and I'd try and make it all material I hadn't done, that I'd only done in the last year. But just as like a thing to make sure you're progressing somewhat. You'd always have bits and pieces, like maybe your intro doesn't change that much, but and so I'd always tried to do that. So I always thought like, oh, is it really that hard? And then when I did my first show and I properly gave it a go, and I did loads of work in progresses before it and all that, that's the first time I realised that you've been subconsciously making your first show
for like 5 years.
Yeah, as long as you've been doing stand-up.
Yeah.
And all your tips and tricks are in it. And it's almost like an apprentice handing in their like
Thesis.
yeah, and you go there like, this is proof I can do this.
Here's proof I can do it once.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second one, you go, Oh, now I
shit.
realise. Yeah, do it a second time. And now I have such an appreciation for the second show.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to release Feckin' on, like, are you going to record it and release it?
I hope to, yeah. I have, I haven't got plans to, I haven't got like concrete plans to record it yet, but I will record it and release it. And I think I'll be very glad when that happens, because...
You're like, it's out there now, gotta move on.
Yeah.
Wait, are you expecting... Actually, are you bringing Feckin' back to Edinburgh Fringe this year?
I think I might do 1 or 2 dates of it.
Can I ask, why not just be like, fuck it, it sold out last year, bring it all back? Why bring the other shows a work in progress?
So, whether this is true or not, well, actually, that's a good question. And there are some people I really respect that have done stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you probably, actually, no, you followed around Abby Wamba.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abby, I think Abby's brilliant. Abby actually, I don't know if I've told Abby this, but, you know, and I'm not sure if they'll watch this, but Abby, I think seeing Abby's show kind of made me go, okay, I definitely want to debut next year, and I want to do something. I want to do
Seeing Abby's show in 2024
yeah,
made you be like, for 2025, for Feckin' essentially.
yeah, and
Okay.
made me completely change my plans as to what I was going to do as a show.
What was it about her show?
So it's very common in Edinburgh to do your debut, or to just do a show about a big life event that happened to you,
Yeah.
or a thing that has had a huge impact on your life. I won't spoil Abby's show, but you know, that's what her show is, or that's what their show rather. Sorry,
Oh, sorry,
is about.
sorry.
I think they're non-binary.
I have no idea. Sorry, Abby.
yeah.
What was it about their show that?
Yeah, I didn't even notice it. That's total comic thing where you're only watching yourself. Somebody else says, and you go, "I don't care." But when you say it, you're like, "I can't say that." But anyway, Abby's show is about something.
Sorry, Abby. Sorry.
Yeah, Abby's show is about, and I could be wrong about that. But
It's weird. On a slight tangent, I do workshops in schools. I try and call everyone, and now it's their go. And then I'm just because I'm like I'm not trying. You're just like, God. You're just always you're always trying to like step in the right direction. But yeah, no, sorry, go on.
yeah, so
But what was about Abby's show that?
it's their show.
Because like every 3 minutes, it's a new. Is it just a sheer sort of fun and interesting way of doing it?
So there was a bit of me that made me think I'd been, that format of show in my mind was spent. You know, I didn't have any interest in hearing more autobiographical shows. And
Then you saw that.
yeah, because I love silliness and I love silly shows, and I didn't think it was easy to merge them. And then I saw Abby's show and I thought there can be a real merit to this. And you can make a great show with this, and there's life in it. There's still life in talking about these things.
Big compliment to Abby's show.
Totally deserved as well, I think.
Yeah.
So
I haven't actually seen it. I had them on, and
how funny would it be if I was wrong about that?
I was watching like, what?
I hope I'm.
Do you know Abby from? Do you know Abby from Edinburgh or from London or from?
Through a friend, really. Through my friend Marty.
Marty Gleason.
Yeah.
Don't actually know, but know via watching Instagram.
Connect. Yeah. So Marty was like, "You should see this show," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll definitely." I always take recommendations like that, especially when I was already planning to work towards an hour the next year, but I didn't have. I was like, I'd done a few work in progress, and some of them I'd included autobiographical stuff. Some of it had just been my best jokes, and I was like, "Geez, I don't know what I want to do here." And then seeing their show, I was like, "Okay, I think." You suddenly realise the importance, or not the important, but like how talking about something can be powerful to you, not to get too wanky, but like talking about something can be beneficial to you, not in a therapy way, but like this can be good, like, because I think the problem is people have been stuck in a format of like, it has to be all about this over and over again. But Abby's show is just like incredibly funny and heartfelt, and just a really, really good show. And so I was like, oh, do you know what? Actually, I will definitely go. I'll go the more personal route, but I'll try. But you can keep it silly as well. And Abby's show, they came back the next year and did a run of their show at Edinburgh. Not for the whole thing, but they did a small. And now they're doing that show, like I think off Broadway, or maybe they're even doing it.
They went
Broadway.
they were going to New York.
Yeah, so that's not the destiny for my show, But I think that certain shows, they merit that. Whereas with me, I am a bit like, I'll do this show. I will do it at Edinburgh, I'm sure. I'll book in a few dates to do it, so the people who missed it last year. But I think I want to see what my next show is. It could be a big mistake as well, but and also there is, not that I'm too business minded, but there's a bit of an adage of like, what makes my show interesting to industry people, or people who have some kind of sway or whatever. What makes it interesting to them currently is the fact that it is the current, like in the best newcomer crop. Whereas if I take it back up next year, I'm sure I could make money off it, but it won't further your parallel career or whatever. Whereas, and also you won't have something to tour the next year and stuff. So a bit of me is like, I think it's probably more beneficial for me to do my next show and figure out what my next show is.
I think, yeah. It's funny because it's a pity myself and Mikey had no one to talk to. Or maybe we just didn't think of anyone to talk to. Because we did Best Man, and I went back, because I'm building my... Because Best Man was we actually put it in theatre. If you saw it, you'd see the stand-up in it, but it is in theatre.
Yeah.
And it's really a one-man show rather than a stand-up hour is how I would describe it. And I'm currently building my stand-up hour. You saw, like, some of the material last night is going to be in that hour. And I'm really, really proud of it, but it's a similar sort of vibe of, like, we had the same conversations. We didn't even know. I think for our show, we should have just brought it back the next year. We brought it back for 2 weeks, and we decided like in April or something. And it's only afterwards realised, fucking people bring shows back all the time.
Yeah, that's true as well. And especially theatre.
Especially theatre. And it was like, I don't know, why are we, like, what? And we didn't, like, I don't know, but like myself and Mike, it's so weird. Like, we didn't realise we were so new and we were so...
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
Even, so in the house I was staying in Edinburgh, a bunch of friends, really good comics. Rohan Sharma was there, really good comic. Hassan, Rohan Sharma, he's really good. Hassan Al-Habib, he's excellent as well. I won't just go through the whole list of comics that we're saying, but one of the people who was saying there is somebody called Jade Franks, who had a show at Edinburgh called Eat the Rich, but maybe not my mates.
Oh my God! I messaged them about this actually.
There you go. So they had an amazing Edinburgh. Yeah. Like almost a weekend, they had people. I think like a weekend they had like the producer of Fleabag coming to see the show to see if it could be optioned or whatever. They just did their Soho run just around the time I was doing my Soho run. And Margot Robbie came to see one of the...
Holy shit!
Like, phenomenal. And also, the show is brilliant, and they're fantastic. But when you talk about the gap between what you know as a stand-up and what you know as a theatre person. Because Jade has done both, but that was a work of theatre and advertised as such. That I remember when everything sold out. The conventional wisdom as a comedian.
Put on more shows.
Yeah, you put on more shows, but more importantly, you put on another show in a massive space. And it's like, oh, okay, like, okay, you were doing a 50-seater, you've sold out your whole run, get it in a 200-seater in Edinburgh. And like, get as many people as you can, as many eyes on it. And we all had that mindset, and we were saying to her, like, surely you're going to do that. And she said, oh, well, you see, we'd have to get the lighting tech to look at it again, and we'd have to, and we were like, what are you talking about? Put it in the biggest shittest room possible.
Yeah. You just need you and a mic stand.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, we only want to put on extra shows in a venue that it serves exactly where we've set this up to work in. And I think sometimes, like a comedian might think that's ludicrous. But sometimes you do, you have to realise that...
What the show is.
Yeah, and I think sometimes shows won't work in certain places. So there's certain rooms I've done my show in where it doesn't work as well as other rooms. And that's going to happen.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think a little bit of that with Best Man. We actually got offered a comedy club for it, and we were like, but it's not. We put it on in Dublin, do you know where Fumbly Stables is? It's a cafe during the day, a cafe/restaurant, and it's then a venue. And we put it on there, and it was like, oh well, this works because it's like feels like a reception of a wedding.
Yeah.
Like so. God, fair play. It's funny you said the producer of Fleabag. That's Francesca Moody, right? Because I also messaged her about like
really?
Edinburgh.
Oh.
There's a few people. By the way, I didn't message a whole bunch of people, but I messaged like. It just so happens that the people you're mentioning, I'm like,
Here's the thing. Always message people. Because I messaged you, other way around. Because I messaged you to say that I really like Mike's one. I watched Mike's one.
Did you know that I was planning on asking you though?
No, I didn't. No, but and I also didn't think about that. I was just thinking, oh, Mike's one was really good. I really liked it. But as a side note, you'd be surprised how many people will get back to you and give you the time of day and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's always worth asking. When I was younger, actually, I used to always have before I knew what I wanted to do, I was really frustrated and I used to get very depressed about this, as I'm sure everyone does, where I knew I wanted to like create stuff, but I didn't have any avenue to create it.
Yeah.
And it was very hard to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would just send off letters to people, not letters, emails to people.
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, oh, I'd love to intern on this or that, or I'd love to. I remember sending book pitches to some place at one point. This is when I was 18, and a place replied, and they said, "Oh, we'd love to see a little treatment of it." And I was just so freaked out by the reply, I just never again messaged them back.
Oh my God.
And because it's just like a total. You're frustrated, but
scared.
yeah, and actually, when somebody gives you the opportunity, you go,
fuck.
They'll find me out. And I think you always have a little bit of that in you.
Yeah.
Where every new opportunity you get, you're learning on the job, and you're not going to do the best. Or not that you're not going to do the best, but you're certainly going to be apprehensive about doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to take Best Man? I'm glad to see you waved at the Magpies.
Yeah.
I gave them a sneaky little.
Did you give it?
Yeah.
I try and be so like I'll wave them, but I'm also aware that I look crazy. So I have to, like usually I try and do this like just I don't want anyone to see that I wave at them, but I wave at them. Yeah. One for sorrow, two for joy.
Yeah.
I'm convinced when I see two, it's double sorrow for me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, fuck it.
I think I'm done with these.
At least we're finished with the chewing.
Yeah. But
crunchy.
that's and now the slurping. That was really nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Colman.
no worries.
Something I was going to say. Are you going to take Best Man back again? Because that could be a perennial thing. Like
It, I suppose. Do you know what? Maybe. We haven't decided for this Fringe, but I'm going back this Fringe with my own hour. Like I'm trying to build. Like I don't even need it to be a full hour. I just need it to be a half hour. And in my head, I feel like the problem I have in my head now, whether this is actually true or not, because sometimes you ever think like what you think the problem is and what the problem actually is are two different things.
oh yeah.
So I guess I feel like I need to build a half-hour show, film it, record it, release on YouTube, and cannibalize that for Instagram, so that people on Instagram can be like, oh, that's what your stand-up style is.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I'm into that, I'll come see future shows.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe, and also there's a part of me is like, I could take a longer route and I should be asking people. I remember Ian Anderson said that to me. He goes, I guess I always just assumed, it's kind of like you writing letters to people. I assumed that if comedians wanted you to open for them, they'd ask you. And I said it to a few comedians, like, no, ask them. And I was oh my God. I've started asking people, can I open for you? But like, I think if I was more, I think there's one route where it's like I could just open for people, build up my profile, rather than burn up my material, build it until I have an audience, tour it, get the most out of it. But there's also a part of me that's like, I like the idea of making it, putting it out there. I'm like, cool, I gotta make a new one.
Yeah.
And also I feel like it would legitimize me, maybe in my own head a little bit, because Best Man, even though there is kind of element of stand-up in it, it wasn't a stand-up hour.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me feels, maybe this is just internally, but maybe I feel like others think it, but I think that others think it.
Yeah.
That I'm like illegitimate or something, you know? So
have you filmed Best Man?
we have.
Okay, yeah.
Well, thanks, Julian. We have, but we filmed it and we put out those recordings on when we apply for, like, to be honest now, things are actually going really well for, like, we adapt into a screenplay. I genuinely, there's a friend of ours, Mary Kerwin, she got Virgin Media funding for a short film.
Yeah.
She's a brilliant writer is what I'm trying to say. Actually, her and Mikey are two people, no matter what project you have, I would always recommend people chatting to them. They always give you you send them something, they give you 10 ideas. You're like, oh my God, great. But she read our script for Best Man and she was so effusive. I was like, okay, yes. I'm really proud of the screenplay. It's a different beast to the play, but I genuinely, I think this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't even remember what you asked me.
I asked if you'd filmed it.
yeah. But when we apply for stuff, we put
it's great to send that.
we put the play, a recording of the play up there. Like, hey, this is the vibe of the play. It's obviously a different animal for a feature film, but a similar essence. you know. Yeah.
I think in terms of, because you said there, if you had another half an hour, or if you had a half an hour of stuff you could clip up.
Oh, from Best Man.
No, well, you
anything
could do
at
that
all.
as well. Yeah. Do you want to?
I'm just going to change the battery and then we can stroll about.